what you probably think it has. We all have our struggles.
Have you ever been in love?
A long, long time ago. You?
So many times. Yeah, all the time.
And welcome everyone back to the channel. This is your review of Wonder Woman 1984 that just came out just a few weeks ago on Christmas. Yeah, I know I'm late to the party and blah blah blah. That's fine. But I was actually out vacationing with my kids, so that's why this is a few weeks late. Probably 2-3 weeks late. So yeah, Wonder Woman 1984. This was actually a really awesome movie. I don't know if anyone else watched it, but I actually thoroughly enjoyed this movie. I know it was very divisive amongst people with this movie. A lot of people liked it. A lot of people disliked it. Some were in the middle. Personally, where do I fall on that? I actually really did like this movie. I think it was freaking excellent. Wonder Woman 1984 stars Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman / Diana. Kristen Wiig as Cheetah and / Barbara. Chris Pine sorta as Steve Trevor. And Pedro Pascal as Maxwell Lord, a oil kytoon. I can't speak an oil kytoon. I really can't do this today. He's a fraud, basically. He thinks he's an oil guy, but in reality, he's neither, and a lot of people don't trust him. And all of this really kind of starts because of a little stone that's found after some bank robbers at the beginning of the movie go into a jewelry store and figure that there's a black market in the back, and they kind of get into it, and that's the crux. There's your MacGuffin for the whole movie. It's this stone. Kind of cool looking, actually, but that's it. That's the whole thing. Now, I loved this movie. I know I've said that again. I actually loved this movie. I loved the first Wonder Woman. I think it was great. Patty Jenkins did a beautiful job with that movie. And she wrote and directed this one. So I think she did even better job with this one. The direction was great. I'm trying to figure out where all the issues with this movie is. This is not as good as the first one, but I think it's still really good. But let me go back to the robbery scene. So yeah, you get the robbery scene at the beginning. The guys go into the bank, and we're in 1984. The very first scene we see is Diana training. That's the very first scene in the movie. She's doing this little competition in Fin Mascara. It's great. And it's a teachable moment for her because she tries to cheat. She really wants to win. But they show her, hey, you can't cheat. The truth. You always got to trust the truth, which later on ties into currently what she's dealing with. You get this cute little kid who's like, Wonder Woman, Diana. She, winks at her, and it's a cute little moment. She ends up meeting Barbara. And it's very action-packed. The first couple scenes, really good. And yes, the movie after this does kind of slow down. You meet Barbara, who's super nice, and Diana's really nice to her, and she's new at Diana's job, and no one knows her name. She's kind of the loser, right? And then you got Diana, who is, by all accounts, the popular girl, I guess you could equate it to. But she's not the mean popular girl, right? She's the popular girl who's going to be nice to you and do nice things for you. So that's how they meet. And then we meet Maxwell Lord, who's the owner of Black Gold Cooperative, who is screwing people over, apparently, investors, kind of stealing their money. But he's really desperate to become, really famous and really powerful because he really just wants his son to love him. His son, Alistair. And that's a cute little touch. Oh, by the way, non-spoilers. I'm not spoiling this movie. I'm really trying hard to avoid spoilers because there's a couple things that I didn't get that I can't really talk about entirely because of the spoilers, but it is what it is. how do I explain this? So Steve Trevor does come back in this movie, and he is, again, played by Chris Pine. How he comes back didn't quite make sense to me, but yet again, it still ties into the end, which makes this hard to talk about. But seeing him once he comes back, and Diana, she takes her a second, but she's like, oh my God, this is you. There's a reason she doesn't recognize him at first. Minor spoiler. Steve Trevor isn't exactly Steve Trevor. He's some guy with Steve Trevor's spirit, essence, I guess you could say, inside of him. And how it happened, I'm not giving that away. Maybe you've already seen the movie, but I'm not giving no spoilers for anyone who hasn't seen it. But, you know, they reunite, they have a good night together, and then you see him trying on different clothes, and it's a really cute little montage. And then you see her, you know, you get a call back to the first movie where she is being shown by Steve, you know, all this stuff, right? You know, she's seeing the world for the first time, and Steve's showing her all that. And in this one, she's doing the same for him, and he's seeing art. You've seen in the trailer, the trash can scene. She's like, oh, that's just a trash can. He's like, oh yeah, just a trash can, right? And it's really cute. It's a good play off of what they did in the first movie. It's sweet. They're such a cute couple. They really are, and it's nice. Barbara kind of, like I said, Barbara's kind of a loser. And in the same way that we end up getting Steve back, she ends up kind of getting some of Diane's abilities and stuff. And she starts to look attractive, and people are paying attention to her. And clearly, I can personally attest, I would get it. I would get why she would want that. But it's really nice. So this Maxwell Lord, how do I put this? He is involved not in a physical way, but in more of an emotional way. The dynamic between him and his son is really sad, and he goes down this path in this movie that's kind of like, but he's one of the villains, and it's just, I don't know. I can't really talk about what's going on, just that he's kind of a thorn in her side. And while this is happening, while Barbara's becoming more powerful, Diana is losing her strength throughout the movie. And the effects of what Maxwell's doing to him is starting to affect his body physically, starting to bleed from the ears, this and that, and it's a minor spoiler. It's nothing, oh my God, big revelation in the movie. Let me talk about the CGI real quick. The Cheetah Cgi, when you get to that battle at the end of the movie, is kind of bad. It really is. It's like 1996 level of bad. It is Christmas Twister bad. It is Christmas Twister bad. But it is what it is. Now, when they show her in just the practical makeup, looks good. It's all right. But then when you get her in the CG, no. You get this nice little moment at the end when ultimately Steve can't stick around. And it's really sad. You know, a lot of people hated on Gal Gadot for getting this role. She's not physical enough. She's not a good enough actress, this and that. She has really, really grown into this role. Like, she is Wonder Woman at this point. I don't know if I've ever said this on camera, but she was, as far as like Batman v Superman and even Justice League, she was my favorite part of those movies. She legit was. I was entertained by her most in those movies. More so than the others who were in it. More than freaking Henry Cavill. More than Ben Affleck. I had a brain fart. But I really dug that. And so the scene with her and him, she's really emotional. And you believe it. And she looks so natural in this moment, just this natural beauty. I know I'm talking about this, but this is stuff that Susie would tell me to talk about. Just how naturally beautiful she was in that moment. Just how vulnerable she was. Wonder Woman was super vulnerable in this moment, and it was great. It really was. It was fantastic. But we get to the ending of the movie, and it's really emotional when she finally catches up to Pedro Pascal's character, Maxwell Lord. What she does, the speech that she gives everybody, and how it makes the whole world just unite for just a few seconds. It is absolutely amazing, and how, in the end, as bad as Maxwell Lord was, he wasn't really bad. He was a shitty person, no doubt, but he still ultimately chose his family, right? Ultimately, he chose his son. And I know that may be considered a spoiler, but I don't know how else to avoid it. It was a great ending, very emotional. I actually was tear-jerky when him and his son finally got back together and they were hugging in the middle of that field. I was like, one, how the fuck did you get there so quick? And two, just, it was emotional. And, you know, as a dad, and the fact that I've just seen my kids and I'm not going to see them for a little while longer, it got to me. It really made me feel the feels, man. But yeah, Wonder Woman 1984. This was, in my opinion, absolutely great. I loved this movie. I'm giving this movie, because it does have a couple issues, okay? It has a couple issues. Yes, there's not as much action in this movie as there was in the first one. You don't have, you know, that moment with Diana in those trenches during World War II, going out on that field and wrecking shop. You don't have that emotional moment with the action that goes around, you know, because that was an action-packed, fantastic movie. But I don't think by any stretch of the imagination, this was bad. It really wasn't. But I respect people's opinions, and there's people who I thoroughly watch on YouTube who didn't hate the movie, but were disappointed by it because it was a little bit of a step down from the first Wonder Woman, but I still think it was really good. And the fact that it's such a new movie was such a good distraction, especially during COVID and all this stuff that's going on in the world. I just was happy to have something new to watch. But I'm giving Wonder Woman 1984, mainly because it's the year I was born, I'm giving it a 9.5 out of 10. Very minor issues with me. The CGI was not great. The fact that there was a little bit of a lack of action, yes. And the MacGuffin in this movie didn't make a lot of sense to me at times, but it is what it is. Otherwise, I definitely recommend this movie, guys. Go check it out. But that is definitely going to do it for me. I was Zach. I'm the host of this here channel. Remember, crazy times out there, but we're almost through it. So stay safe, stay healthy, and above all else, join the nation. You guys have a great day. Yo Bro Nation! Join us at TeePublic.com/Yo Bro Nation for our all new merch lineup, like the Recess Still Ain't Old, the Yo Bro Nation Entertainment t-shirt, the Sidekick Susie Stranger Things shirt. It's a pretty sweet shirt. The Yo Bro Nation swirly shirt. How about I Love Yo Face Sidekick Susie t-shirt? Ooh. Or the Rainbow Sidekick Susie shirt. Yeah. Also, this exclusive limited time offer, we got a Forever Serenity special sale! Look at that. Isn't that pretty cool? I think it's pretty awesome. Hope for Ambi special sale. Help support a friend who really needs the help. 3 different t-shirt designs. We got the Hope for Ambi Black Angel t-shirt. The Hope for Ambi Do You Want to Beat Up Cancer t-shirt. Wow, that's pretty nice. So yes, shop with us now at TeePublic.com/Yo Bro Nation. Get all your shirts. Stay safe, stay healthy, and above else, join the nation.